We're going to be talking about productivity apps in this video, so if you guys are interested in wanting to become more productive and using technology to do so, then make sure to stick around and we'll go through some. I'm going to start off with some basics to get them out of the way, as I don't want to lead you on and basically make a video talking about Apple Notes and all these different things, when in reality there are some other ones out there that you can get on different platforms, not just iOS, but if you wanted to, I would highly recommend some of the other ones as well that are on iOS in particular, and those are going to be Apple Calendars, Apple Notes, and also Google Docs. Obviously Google Docs isn't just an iOS app, however I will continue on with that. So Google Calendar for me ended up becoming the calendar of choice purely because I found that I liked it the most. I don't know what it was, I think it's just the fact that I can swipe easily between everything without having to be locked to a week. I don't know if you can do that on Google Calendar. I tried doing it on Google Calendar, but I don't recall it ever working properly. But overall I just ended up preferring using Apple Calendar instead, and that's how I pretty much organize most of my life. At one point I used to think that people who had their calendar set up to organize their life were simply sad, but nowadays literally everything I do is pretty much within the calendar so that I know exactly, cool, this is what I need to be doing all day, this, and this. So yes, I use Apple Calendars all the time to stay productive. I also use Apple Notes though. So Apple Notes for me is used for various different reasons, from anything from like a quick journaling session if I've not got my journal on me, or all the way through to just random video ideas that might pop up into my head when I don't have my notebook with me that I would use to note down everything. So those two put together keep me on a productive scale on the medium end, and then lastly Google Docs is where I script all my videos, so it has to make its way within this video, otherwise I would just simply be lying to you. So yes, if you don't want to be paying for Word, then I'd definitely recommend Google Docs. Now we're going to get on to the first actual app outside of the basics, even though this one is probably a bit more of a basic and a staple nowadays, which is Notion. And if you have the time and or money to set it all up, I would highly recommend it. Now this one, the reason why I say time or money is because you can just pay for a load of templates and use them instead. I want to look at making my own templates at some point in the future, but I haven't got any right now. However, if you do have the time to set up a Notion template, then honestly you could do so much with that and make your entire work system work for you within just that one app. It's insane how powerful Notion is overall, and honestly I actually really like it. However, I did end up having to cut back from it, and I now only use it to track my goals that I set myself every single month, and then as well as that for my year, 3 years and 10-year goal, because overall I just found myself really getting overwhelmed with the creative process through Notion and just being able to doom scroll all my videos. So I had to take a step back and not use that and go back to my analog system and then go on to, Google Docs to go onto the digital side of it. However though, like I said, if you are someone who is actually going to be willing to put the time in and doesn't get overwhelmed as easily as I do with something like Notion, I would highly recommend using it, as it is actually a great tool. Now the next app is going to be Todoist, and I use this quite regularly nowadays. Even though I don't have too many things on my to-do list, it will normally be really small and basic things. Most things, if I haven't already done them, are on my calendar anyway. However, these things will be something basic like, okay, I need to book in this appointment, or I need to, talk to someone about this specific topic at some point, and I just have it there on a widget on my home screen on my phone. So that's the reason why I mainly use it. But Todoist overall, if you wanted to have an actual good to-do app and you want to be able to be nonchalant about how you're going to type things in there, then I'd highly recommend it, as it has features like, for example, you can type in there, I need to book in my car for an appointment next week, and it will automatically put it to a week from that day to be booked in for on your to-do app. So because of that, you can then just instantly go over to that and it has it all there really easily. Overall, I highly recommend Todoist, purely because for most people, they'll probably find some level of value from it. However, again, you can just use a physical notebook if you choose to, and that is what I do, so don't feel like you need to do this. However, if you are looking for a good to-do app, I would highly recommend Todoist. The last one is going to be GoodNotes, and in particular GoodNotes 5. I see my girlfriend use this all the time. I don't use it that often, however, I actually think that it's really cool by design. If you do decide to pay for it, which my girlfriend did, you get access to unlimited amounts of stuff, but overall you can pretty much make your own online digital gallery, your own online digital journal, everything that you want to through that entire app. And you can do it really well, make everything look really neat, smart, artistic, whatever you want. You can make it look amazing with this one app, and you could basically make it your entire notebook on a tablet. And I think this looks so much better than using, let's say, Apple Notes with the Apple Pencil. So if you do have the option to get it, it's only, I think, £8, I think. So you can end up getting a really good note-taking app for really cheap really. So overall I'd definitely say you can make an insane workflow with those 3 apps put together. But if you wanted to stick to the basics, you could still use, like I mentioned earlier, Google Docs, Notes, and as well as that, the calendar app. But if you chose to, you can definitely use Notion for almost all of that if you chose to, or you could then add on those extra ones like Todoist and GoodNotes. But yes, those are my productivity apps that I would highly recommend to people if you were choosing to just download some random apps out there. So if that is something that interests you, make sure to leave a like, to subscribe for more content on this video. I upload tech and productivity related content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.